Hi, Bob and Kim Gross here. We can't be at the Friday Night Fundraiser, but we really want to talk briefly about our marriage and where it was and where it is now. Back in 1994, 95, it was in big time trouble, and I had an escape plan. And I had two men that came before me and said, "You're not doing the escape plan." One was Scott Vandenberg, the other one, Pastor Kirby Anderson. And Pastor Kirby instructed us to take a weekend, go down to Great America because we both love roller coasters. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to sit on a roller coaster with Kim. So, being the obedient guy, I go down to the roller coaster, and it was a fairly new roller coaster called the Viper back then. And they strap us in, and we're sitting close together. And as you have the ups and downs and the speeds of a high speed roller coaster, I realized that the Lord's speaking to my heart. And this is what He said to me: "You don't abandon your partner at the bottom of the roller coaster. You can't get off while the roller coaster is in the high or the low. And you have to stay in for the long run." And it just hit me. And I went back to Kirby that Monday and told him what had happened. And I said, "Everything's cool now." And he said, "Well, it's not cool. You've got to work at this marriage more." But what the Lord had just put on my heart, I've always told other people because it just hit me. And I know it was from Him. So, I'm sure Kim's got some things to say, and I'll let her speak.
Hi. I just want to impress upon people that in marriage is work. In this culture of today where they think that you don't have to work for your marriage, and if something goes wrong, well, you can always get a divorce. So that's the way it seems to be going these days. But marriage is work. It's a commitment. We made that commitment before God, and we take that very seriously. And although there were times when both of us were looking for an out, God spoke to us that, you've got 6 wonderful kids that you need to be parents for. You can't do this, either one of you, on your own. You have to do it with each other and with me. That's what God had told me. And I know during the worst part of our times, I felt very alone. So we both feel very, very strongly that we need to be there for another couple, because I know at that time I felt very alone. And I'm sure there are many times that Bob felt very alone when we were having our worst times. And we just want to walk with these people. We've been through many things. My husband went through a marriage that had ended in his wife's death, had 2 kids by himself, and I was 10 years younger, had no kids at all, never been married before, and you're taking both of these people in very different backgrounds as far as growing up and as far as our experiences, and you're trying to put that all together, and it's very, very difficult. And God doesn't expect us to do it alone. He wants us to do it with Him.
Amen. So, that's part of our story. There's a lot more, but that's just a little glimpse of who we are.